Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to the Zeald webinar, the 8th in our Keep Calm and Get Digital series. My name is Jarrah, and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar. It's great to see so many people returning who have been with us for webinars previously, and also welcome along to those Zeald customers as part of the GEM initiative. We're 4 weeks through this lockdown period and very much looking forward to an easing of restrictions next week. We have many businesses looking to relaunch online as part of this, and that is why today's topic is so important: how to market an e-commerce store. We have a fantastic speaker today, one of our top marketing specialists from our Auckland team, Nidhi. She joins us. She lives and breathes digital marketing and has helped a lot of businesses be very successful in this space. So looking forward to hearing what she has to say today. And also joining our expert panel a little later on is Titus, who's been on these webinars before, one of our senior digital specialists as well. A little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't been to one of our webinars before, you are free to post questions at any point in time throughout the webinar. All you need to do is use this little Q&A icon that you'll see in your Zoom controls. Press that, post the question. If we are able to answer that question at the time, we will do so. If not, we'll keep them to the Q&A section at the end. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. I'd like to invite Nidhi to take over presenting the screen and join us. How are you today, Nidhi?
Hi, Jarrah. Thanks for introducing me today.
That's all right. The sun's not beaming through the window quite as much as it was this morning. How's the weather in Auckland today?
Oh, it's bright and sunny here.
It is? Oh, good.
It's a beautiful day.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll let you get into it. But thank you very much for joining us today and sharing your wisdom.
Cool. I'll just share my screen quickly.
Excellent. Looking good.
So today's big topic is marketing an e-commerce store. So we'll be briefly discussing about analytics and conversion tracking in this webinar today, and Google My Business listing. It's a free listing by Google, and how you can leverage this listing to make optimum use for your business. And then we will be briefly discussing about Google Shopping ads. And then the topic would be remarketing ads. These are the ads which follows you everywhere. So we'll be talking about these ads. And then email marketing campaigns, how you can leverage email marketing campaigns for your business in future. And then how to promote products on Facebook through Facebook ads. So we'll be discussing little strategies and tactics on how you can promote products on Facebook. So let's begin. So the first topic is analytics and conversion tracking. So here we are talking about Google Analytics. It's Google's free web analytics service that allows you to analyze in-depth detail about the visitors, revenue, and the overall performance of the website. So it's like you just need to log in an account, create an account into Google Analytics, and little linkage is required between your website and Google Analytics code. And then if you have embedded the code on your website, it's good to go, and it starts fetching all the good data and statistics about your website. So the first thing you should be questioning yourself is using Google Analytics to track your sales and revenue, which is very, very vital for an e-commerce store to track on revenue on monthly basis and check the performance as compared to the previous month's revenue and see if you are getting the wanted ROI or not. So, and you should be asking yourself about what are the landing pages that are getting most of the conversions. You can also track down the performance of the landing pages in the backend of the Google Analytics, and you can just analyze there and see how many conversions a particular landing page is getting, or a landing page is performing or not. I mean, it's a good practice you should do by contemplating on different landing pages and see what's working best for your business.
So Nidhi, would you say even if someone wasn't familiar with Google Analytics and all the numbers themselves, would it be good practice to set this up anyway so they were collecting the information for future use?
Yeah, it's just give you a basic knowledge also of the visitors, users, and how much time they are spending on the website and what's the bounce rate on the website. So just basic things are very important metrics to look upon.
Thanks.
And also you should be talking about Google, using Google Analytics to track your website traffic, like we have already discussed this, like contemplating on the users and how many users have come through from various sources, organic, referral, and other types of social traffic. So it's better to analyze those traffic sources and see how website is performing overall. And you should be asking yourself these questions also while doing the setup. Are there any areas on your website that are negatively affecting your sales? So it's better to know those areas, like weak points or loopholes in the website where you think that some web pages are not performing well, or maybe there is missing data or missing descriptions. So why there is a bounce rate on a particular web page. So it's good to analyze those kind of aspects on a website. It gives you a very detailed knowledge of everything, whatever is happening on your website.
So Nidhi, if what I'm hearing is correctly, if you're looking at your analytics and you've got a product that you want to sell and lots of people are arriving on that page, this will help guide you as to whether or not they're taking the next step or not. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can just check whether people are abandoning the carts or not, whether they, what's the proper progress of a product in terms of, like, if somebody has a behavior of buying a particular product, you have some hero products to advertise, so you can just use those hero products in, in your future marketing strategies. So that's how the whole thing works. So it's important to also know, like, what links and products are providing most of the traffic, like we talked about the product performance. So it's better to know the best products on your website which are bringing most of the traffic and most of the sales, and then using those products to showcase your brand in future for other marketing campaigns.
That's fantastic, Nidhi. I've got a question that's just come through from Paul. I'll quickly answer if that's all right.
Yep.
Is Google Analytics able to be set up for Get websites or our Get e-commerce customers? Yes, the answer is we'll actually be setting up a base analytics installation for you with the e-commerce site as part of that initiative. It may need a little bit of work on top of that if you want some more advanced goals set up, but analytics will already be installed. So thanks, Nidhi. Back to you.
Cool. Also, you can also create a better sales or marketing funnel for your online store. Here, I mean, is like just looking at those data of demographics and age groups. What age groups are performing best for your website, and what's the best location which is bringing most of the traffic from? So, just looking at those demographics also is very important in order to set up your campaigns in future. Like, for example, you are creating a Facebook marketing campaign, and you don't know which target audience to target upon, and you don't know the age groups to target. So by using Google Analytics, you have that basis information of everything in order to set up a campaign. Also learn about your customers' shopping behavior, transactions, and product performance. You can also learn about the shopping behavior of people. How are they are getting through your website? Like, what are the links they are clicking, what tabs or what buttons they are using to get onto your website, and of course the number of transactions happening on the website and the product performance. And each and every product you can just look upon the hero products also, just for the future advertisement purpose. And also, this is I use the most. I use it for specialized SEO and keyword search. So it's very important to actually go through the organic channel through Google Analytics and see which are the most searched keywords which are bringing you the best traffic from. I mean it's important to use those keywords into your Google Ads campaign so that you are targeting the right audience and using the best combinations. Cool. So the expert tip I would like to give here is spotting the top referral sites from Google Analytics is very important. Here I mean is like, if you are looking at the referral traffic, there are different traffic on the Google Analytics like organic, social, and referral. It's important to check on referral traffic, just because if you are advertising on third-party websites, for example, you are advertising on New Zealand Herald or you're advertising on stuff.co.nz. So this gives you an idea on the distribution of your media budget, whether a particular website is fruitful for you or not, whether it's worthful to have X amount of budget on this website or not. So it's important to check what referral websites are bringing onto your website.
That's a great tip, Nidhi. So essentially, it's about understanding where your sales are coming from, and so using that part of analytics and understanding whether or not you're actually getting any traction or any sales from a particular initiative is really important. And I suppose that's what you're trying to get to here with Google Analytics. That's the way we measure that and make some really good decisions around future initiatives. Would that be right?
Yeah. For your future media budget, I mean, you can distribute the budget accordingly by studying that data.
Excellent. Thank you.
Coming to the next topic, it's Google My Business Listing, and this is a free listing by Google. So Google My Business Listing is a free listing, easy to use tool that helps businesses manage their online presence, appearance in Google search and maps. So this is the detailed introduction about your business on the right hand side of every search result. You must be seeing Google My Business Listing. This is the most underrated product, I believe, but its importance is actually unexplored, and this is very important for the local search listings as well. I mean, it's a very high weightage link, and Google always give weightage to their products. So rather than going on other XYZ platforms and creating listing and investing on yellow pages and etc., it's better to have this listing, which is for free, and it's Google's product, and it has high weightage, also high ranking on top search results. And what it does, it gives you ability for business to make posts like Facebook page. You can also post here in Google My Business Listing, keeping your audience up to date about what's happening in your website and what's happening, any discounts or any offers you are having currently. So you can just buzz around that area. And then you can also have call to action buttons for a quick goal conversions there. I mean, you must have seen a quick buttons there on the Google My Business Listing, like get offers, sign up now, or this is your website link. So something like that to engage your audience so that they are landing right on your website rather than surfing for your website in Google.
One of my favorite things about Google My Business is on mobile. Google My Business listings have a click to call button as well. So people can
Yeah.
call you directly out of a Google search result when you've got this listing configured properly. Just thought I'd add that one in there because it's a nice simple one. We forget about the phone call sometimes, but this is something that can really help with that as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can just click there and it's already connected. I mean, it can connect
Mhm.
you in a second with the website or with the contact details if you want. And also it gives you a simplified review management software as well. It gives you a dashboard where you can manage your reviews. I mean, like if people are publishing reviews about your brand, you can easily respond to the comments left by your reviewers. I mean, it's a very good practice to actually respond to respond to these comments, whether they are positive or whether they are negative. So it gives a sense of reputation of a business. So, and it gives you a sense of authority in terms of a business, like, oh, it's an authentic kind of a business and people are reviewing it and it has a 5-star reviewing. So I mean, it's a very important kind of a thing to manage all your reviews, like what Zeal does for themselves. Okay, and for Google My Business, also it's very important to boost your local SEO. You can optimize your Google My Business listing to appear in more local searches as well as to ultimately show up in the coveted local pack. Like for example, you are searching using these area-related keywords like vets in Auckland or vets in Mangere or something like that. You know, using the suburbs or using a particular area. So these Google My Business listings are very strong links and they appear on these local SEO keywords. You can see from the screenshot as well. The expert tip I would like to give here in Google My Business listing is you should take advantage of the booking feature, which is a new thing in Google My Business listing. It is only for the appointment-based company that allows customer to schedule a visit right through Google My Business listing. And a lot of people, restaurants and dental clinics are using it, where appointment-based system is actually feasible. So you can also make optimum use of this, and people can directly click on that link and make an appointment with you. Coming to the next topic is Google Shopping ads. So this has proven track record of blowing up e-commerce sales, to be very honest. This is the most effective kind of ads one should be using for an e-commerce store, and I highly recommend using these ads for an e-commerce store. Why they are better than standard search and display ads? Just because the standard search and display ads, they lack every conversion element in them. Like with the e-commerce, with the Google shopping ads, which you can have pictures, you can have customizations, it has in-depth reviews in it, and the product details and descriptions are also there in the Google shopping ads. So rather than investing in standard search and display ads, I highly recommend using Google shopping ads for e-commerce store. So this is a classic example of Google shopping ad where you can just display your products here with a 5-star rating or how many people have reviewed it, and with the price and with the brand name and with little product description. So these are very interactive kind of ads rather than the standard search ads, and they have high chances of bringing sales to your website. And so how does this Google shopping work? So actually you need to create an account in Google Merchant Center. For that, there is a dedicated account for that, Google Merchant Center. You need to sign up there, and you have to link your Google Merchant Center to your website. I mean, it's a bit of technical task to link Google Merchant Center and your website, but you can always hire professionals for that, or maybe you can just ring the support team which you are using. Like for example, WordPress support team is very, very helpful in getting this thing sorted for you. Or maybe if you're using a Zest website, you can always ring our support team to get this done for you. And also, I would advise here to add a product feed with the Merchant Center. So it's like an Excel sheet which is maintained in the backend of the Merchant Center account, and then you have to maintain that Excel sheet by adding all your products there and just giving necessary information to Google. I mean, Google is a robot, and as much as information you're providing to Google about a single product, it will just fetch that information and shows your products in the relevant search.
Yeah, it may seem a little bit daunting with the amount of connection that's needed here,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Google Shopper, it's not super easy, but I have to agree. In the marketing campaigns that I've looked at recently, Google Shopping has been performing incredibly well. And I suppose just to reinforce that point, you can kind of see why. If you've done a search for basketball shoes, you can actually start looking and comparing what those different shoes look like and what the prices are. So by the time someone clicks on that particular ad, they're what we call pre-qualified, right?
Yeah, I mean, it gives you directly the overview of the products a website is having rather than getting onto the website. So
Mhm.
it's very kind of interactive kind of an ads. So I really love doing that for my e-commerce clients, and it has really bring good results for us. So the expert tip here would be like optimizing your product feed to dominate your campaign. Again, I have reinstated this, like optimizing your product feed is very, very important here. You can just optimize titles, product categories, and images from time to time on these product feed sheets so that you're giving right information to Google, and Google is fetching all the data from these sheets.
Excellent. We've just got a question that's come through.
Mhm.
We'll address that one a little bit later on when we get to the end, because we've moved past Google My Business a bit. So we'll let you carry on, Nidhi. I just wanted to let that person know we will get to that question
Cool.
shortly.
Sure. The next topic is remarketing ads. So you must have seen the ads which follows you everywhere. So like for example, I was actually looking for Ecosa mattress, and these ads started following me. So you can see those ads, like if you are on a website and you decided to actually buy a product, and then you changed your mind and you just left that cart there only, and then after a while you start seeing those ads again and again. So those are remarketing ads.
I took to calling them friendly stalking for a while.
Yeah, they are kind of stalking you
A little bit
everywhere.
stalkerish. Yeah.
So what it does, it actually triggers the recurring sales, and it also encourages cross selling. So you might end up buying, instead of buying a single product, you might end up buying multiple products while completing your transaction. So remarketing ads with, you can also do remarketing ads with Google as well as Facebook. Facebook also allows remarketing ads. You must have seen in your news feed nowadays, you must be seeing those abandoned product ads in the Facebook news feed. So those are remarketing ads. And of course, creating abandoned carts campaign is a must for this. This actually works wonders for abandoned carts campaign, but you can also create a remarketing generic campaign also for your audience in the backend. And also, you can aim for those who have visited the shipping and returns policy page multiple times. I mean, there are higher chances of these sales getting converted rather than, targeting all new audience all of a sudden. So it's important to target your already existing customers in this case.
I've just got a question through from Katie, who's asked, what do Google ads cost and how does this compare to, say, Facebook ads? It's a pretty tricky one to give an excellent answer. Could you give a guide or something like that for Katie? Or
Yeah, I would actually advise to start with a minimum budget. Just have a daily budget in your mind and start with a minimum budget and then see how you go and how your conversions are happening. So slowly and gradually increase the budget accordingly.
okay, yeah, so it's pretty hard to give you an exact cost of
Yeah,
exactly what
yeah.
it's going to take for each click. A general rule of thumb, though, would be that Google search ads, where someone's actively searching for a product, are the most expensive for a click. Then the display ads that you'll see for remarketing across Facebook and Google tend to be a bit cheaper. And at the moment, I'm not sure if you could confirm this as well, Nidhi, but I've seen that Google Shopping ads tend to be a little bit cheaper than the normal search ads as well, because not as many people have got it set up, or so it's not as competitive. Would you say that
Yeah,
was generally true?
yeah, it's kind of true. I mean, Facebook and Google Shopping ads, I have seen personally, they are much, much cheaper than standard ads which we create in
Hmm.
Google. So
Yeah.
I guess starting with a $20 a budget is a good idea. $20 a day budget is a good idea, and see how you go with your conversions.
Hmm.
I mean, again, it depends on the number of conversions you want from your campaign. So it is a very personal question. It is
Yeah.
relevant to a particular business.
Correct. Yeah. So it varies a lot. I think one of the most expensive keywords in the world is actually lawyers in New York, where you can
Yeah.
spend thousands for a click, but they probably get the money back off it somehow. But just to give you an idea, I don't think I've ever seen anything that high in New Zealand. You're usually talking maybe
True,
a dollar or two.
true.
Yeah. Anyway, back to you, Nikki.
So the expert tip I would like to give here is adding useful information in the product feed to generate urgency. Like for remarketing campaigns, when you are doing remarketing campaigns for Google Shopping ads, you can just add that important information in your product feed Excel sheet where you can just write there, hurry up, only 2 products are left in the stock. So, this kind of urgency creates an urge for the people to buy these products immediately and complete their abandoned cart transactions. Moving on, we have next topic, email marketing. So again, I'm talking a lot about abandoned cart emails here because actually they have proven to work wonders. Because for email marketing campaigns also, you can just create a template using the abandoned cart emails, and it automatically fetches data from one's email, whatever was the last activity. So it actually works on a bit technical side by storing cookies and your last activities, and through that you can create these email marketing campaigns also. Again, it also gives opportunity for upselling and cross selling through these email marketing campaigns. And also you can advertise some promotional offers on these emails, like a 10% discount is going on, or some offer, special offer is going on. So it's very important to keep engaging your existing database from time to time. So
Absolutely,
and
because it's easier to get those people back to buy again than it is to try and find a whole new customer, right?
yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Also, you can just create a customer loyalty and re-engagement emails, like in your database. You really need to segment your database, like from the active users to the users who have not been engaged with your website since a long time. So it's very important to segment those data. And if you are segmenting a different list for re-engagement emails, like people who have not been in your website, not active since a long time, so you can just create a separate newsletter from them. Oh, just didn't heard anything from you since a long time. This is the new thing which we are launching. So something like that, just re-engaging with your existing customers again and again. And also In case of like talking about the top platforms in the market, we can use Mailchimp. Of course, that's the standard one which everybody uses. It allows us 1,200 free emails, and you will have up to 2,000 subscribers there for free. And Constant Contact is also a good software that you can use. Campaign Monitor, Get Response, and Zeald's email marketing add-on. I mean, you can contact our digital business strategist for getting a quote on this. We have different plans and add-ons for this email marketing application. The expert tip here I would like to give is there are a lot of tips actually for email marketing for me. So I think we should have a clear call to action button on the newsletter, and you should actually direct your customers like what action you want them to complete. So it should be goal oriented. And secondly, you need to properly segment your database. Like I have stated that again, also, I'm stating that again, that segmenting your database is very important. You need to segment your database in terms of active users and inactive users on your website. And then offers, of course, offers is the main catch in the email newsletters. So promoting offers and discounts. And it's easier to sell to your existing customers than finding a new one. So that's the catch of email marketing campaigns. So it's hard to find new customers, but you can easily sell to your existing ones. So just maintain that relationship through email marketing campaigns. The next topic is how to promote products on Facebook. So with Facebook, you must have seen these ads on your news feed. So how you can leverage these ads for your e-commerce store is to signing up with a business manager account, and you under the business manager account, you can create a basic ad account under that, and you can also distribute the various roles in your organization to people. Multiple people can work on a single business manager account, and then and the high level access remains to you. And then you should be creating multi-product ads and dynamic product ads. Multi-product ads here, I mean, is like the ad which you are seeing in the screenshot here. It's like a carousel looking ad, and you can just you can also use the abandoned cart campaign again for doing this multi-product ads. And also I would advise if you're starting with Facebook ads to create a Facebook pixel first. You can just go to the events and create a Facebook pixel. It's very easy going, and the Facebook support system is also quite good while creating, if you are having any troubles creating your Facebook tracking pixel. So with Facebook tracking pixel, you can actually see the accurate results, and you can see how people are how people are going from Facebook to your website. So that's why pixel is very useful. And also you can have dynamic product ads here. Dynamic product ads are actually the ads which are created by looking at your last activity, whatever your past activities or interest areas are. So according to that, you actually see those ads. So you must have seen in Facebook, like if I am keen on a particular category, or I like I must have searched for summer clothes or winter clothing. So you kind of see similar kind of products and ads in your newsfeed. So those are created through dynamic product ads. And of course, running a general retargeting campaigns to bring back abandoners. So again, abandoned cart campaigns are very important here. And strengthening the existing customer through these Facebook ads. I mean, it's very important to keep your existing customers who are already in your fan base, to keep them engaged with the new content and new sponsored posts from time to time. The expert tip here I would like to give is, if you are willing to increase the page likes of your Facebook page, official Facebook page. A lot of clients complain about not having enough page likes on their Facebook page. So instead of targeting the random people and random users on Facebook, you should always use the custom audience feature in the backend. So using the custom audience feature actually gives you actually a chance to get engaged with the customers who are already being engaged in your website. So engaging with them is very, very important to gain some page likes rather than targeting just random users, which will not give you any page likes, I believe. So yeah. little
That's
tip
that's a
around
that's a
that.
great tip. Thank you, Nidhi. Excellent. Thank you so
Let's
much for the
see.
presentation today. That was awesome. So I'm just we'll stop that screen share in a second. And right, I'd like to invite Titus to join us as well. We're going to move into the Q&A section. Thank you once again, Nidhi. I've got a technical question here, which we might be able to answer while Titus is coming online.
Hello
How
there,
do you
Joe.
Oh, hi, there you are. Someone's asked, how do you change the high-level access for a Facebook account? I was a manager, but I'm now the owner, and I want to own the Facebook page so I don't have to create a new one, which is a great question. I'm not really sure the answer there. Is that something one of you might have an idea on? Or?
So how do you change the high-level access? But
Yeah,
he's already the
I think
owner.
it's.
So
No, I think he's I'm not sure if it's a him or her, sorry, but I think they're the manager at the moment, but they want to become the owner of that page. Is that something that you can do yourself, or do you have to be invited?
Yeah, so the current owner needs to grant that permission because you can't give yourself higher permissions than you already have, logically. So yeah, you need to contact whoever's the owner and get them to do it, and they can go into the settings of the page to do that. And of course, that needs to be done on various levels with Facebook. Facebook's backend is actually surprisingly complicated. You've got the page, you've got the ad accounts, and you've got a business manager account as well. Once you know what you're doing, it's pretty straightforward, but it is a bit much to get your head around. You ideally, if you're advertising, you want to be the owner of all three of those different accounts with Facebook.
That's a great answer. Thank you, Titus. Appreciate that. Okay, so we've got a couple of questions here for you. Do you have any examples of a successful Google Shopping campaign? That's something we've seen a lot of great results out of at the moment, and I thought it'd be a good place to start.
Yeah. So Google Shopping is a fantastic area, and it's the area that Google, in terms of its ads platform, which is the forefront of what everything that they do at Google is doing, is Google Shopping. They've told me that at the seminar I went at the end of last year. They are actively investing loads into it because it is such a big and profitable channel for a lot of people. And I'm finding it personally, it is a little bit mixed in terms of its performance. It's not always right for you. But for example, a really good example of a campaign would be like maybe Devon Plastics. They sell really high ticket items. These are industrial. These are water tanks, residential and industrial water tanks, thousands of dollars. And the thing is, people are looking for these with intent. People are looking for water tanks. They don't have a massive amount of competition, and the price per product is huge. So they don't care about spending a few dollars a click at all because the margins are so much to back it up. And with the example of them, in fact, I mean, we're getting a return on ad spend that is that is the amount of money that we come in for every dollar spent of between 17 and 25 times that dollar. So it's huge. So, it works particularly well, I find, in industries which have a really high ticket item. It doesn't need to be many thousands of dollars, but a few $100s can be ideal. Particularly if it's not something that's so standardized. And what I mean by that is if you have a very branded product with a very low margin. So if you're maybe reselling Braun or toothbrushes or those Nike Air Jordans, I think Nidhi showed you there, they can be very profitable if you're in a really good branded niche business. But the margins, I suspect, on those, I don't know in that specific one, but the margins, for example, on toothbrushes, they're pretty small because they're standard products. You're competing with everyone else. And because the margins are small, they often don't see a huge return on investment. So they don't always work. Usually when you are targeting those, say you're targeting like a Sonicare toothbrush, it's a high-end toothbrush, you'll typically lose money on that, but you will make money on everything else you sell in the store at the same time or down the track. However, so that can work really well for businesses. You just don't see the impact, the performance straight off. With something like Devon Plastics, or if you're selling like fireplaces or air conditioning systems, anything slightly bigger ticket, they can work wonders, especially if people are searching with intent, and that's the whole point in Google Shopping ads.
Oh, that's fantastic. So what I'm kind of hearing is that return on ad spend figure that you're talking about, that can be really vital. If you can work out how much you get back for every dollar you spend on a channel, it can help you make some really good decisions, right?
Yeah, as a marketing specialist, that is perhaps That is one of two or three of the most important metrics we have. And basically, I treat Google and Facebook ads like a machine. You put in, and I want to know one thing. I want to know how much my $1, if I put it on the top of this machine, how much it spits out at the bottom. And that's the return on ad spend. So for every $1 I spend, I'm getting $5 back. If I can do that viably, then the only question then after that is, how much more can I scale it? You know, I'm spending $100 and it's bringing back $500. Okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Google. Okay, I want to spend now $5,000 with you so that I can get, you know, 25,000 back. So then the question becomes that. So it's really about that. That is a vital question, and that way the question of cost is irrelevant because you're making a profit on everything you put into it.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Titus. Someone asked a little bit earlier, can you explain again the SEO that you can get from a Google My Business? I don't think they quite understood what the benefit there was. Would either of you like to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So Google My Business is a bit, it's an interesting one because if you go to a search results page, you will actually, if you type in whatever your business is, you may see your page on the first page of Google. You might not, but if it's there, say it's position 1 or even 5, wherever, it will be there. But you also will have a separate entity for your Google My Business listing, and that will typically be in the map section. There are other ways it can show up too, and in other areas, including in Google Maps, and there are lots of formats that can take place in. But the result of that is you actually have 2 spots on page 1 of Google when you do that. And sometimes you can have even 3 spots. You do that with ads, you can have 4 spots. So you can have a search ad, you could potentially have a shopping ad, you could have a Google My Business placement, you could have your website there as well. So that could be 4. So you can eventually start dominating the first page. 2 times the listings is really good. And it also shows you that the Google My Business listings typically are at the top of the page. So it really is helpful there. And if you have like a really good content on it, you will show above your competitors as well in that. So it's like a secondary listing to your website.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Titus. So I've got a question here for you. Will you get better results out of doing Google Shopping or doing a normal Google ad? So we've talked about lots of different options here. Is there a rule of thumb? Or?
There's no right answer to that.
Okay.
So it's different. You're targeting different people. Okay. So I've talked about the marketing funnel before. And apologies if it's a bit too involved, but you're targeting different types of people. So as a very general example, if you're doing display ads, which Nidhi covered, or Facebook ads, they're very broad sort of targeting things. It's for targeting people with awareness. You can target loads and loads of people with it. They might be looking on the Facebook feed. They're interested in talking to their friends. They're not really looking for something at that moment in time. So it's right at the top. They got awareness of it, but they're not really looking to buy. Google search is much lower down the funnel because people might be looking for shoes. So I'm looking for shoes. I'll go to Google search. I'm looking for a shoes shop or Nike or Adidas or whatever. And then Google Shopping is further down the funnel, which is I'm looking for a pair of Nike Air Jordan X300s or whatever it is. And I know I'm going to buy it. So immediately as a seller, you know, if someone's clicked that link, you know they want that shoe. It's just a question of whether they're going to you or that other person. So it can be really powerful because you're targeting people who already want to buy. They just need to choose who from. And the cost per click can be very low on that. So it can certainly be beneficial. But then the search ads, you know, it's for people who also works with it. And it's for people who are looking more generally for shoes. People may not know what a Nike Air Jordan is. I don't. I just saw that in the presentation. But you know,
you've mentioned it so often. I'm almost about to ask you to put your feet up to show us whether or not you're wearing some.
Yeah. So
sorry.
So yeah, I hope that answers. There is no right and wrong. Usually, if you got time, then you want to try both, and you see which works best. And as I was saying before, if you've got that really high ticket item, which people are searching for, air conditioning units or anything bigger, then definitely give Google Shopping a go because I'm seeing really good returns all around with that.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Titus. So we've only got about another 2 or 3 minutes left before we wrap up. So maybe we've got time for 1 or 2 more questions. If you want to get a last minute one and send it through to that Q&A panel. I have had have had one question here, which I think is something we probably should address. So pay-per-click advertising is expensive, someone says. Surely it's better to focus on something like search engine optimization or getting some natural ranking. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so that is true. You can see your Google and Facebook bills at the end of the month, and we certainly have clients who will say, that'll be thousands a month. Some of them, it's just hundreds a month. And you think, well, okay, I just paid for that, and now there's no real long-term benefit. Whereas with SEO, you're kind of putting something in for longer term. So it's understandable, but the key difference is with paid advertising is you're getting that traffic right now. If you're a brand new website, you won't have any reputation with Google. You're not going to show up on the first page of Google. You might want business right now. And what the ads allow you to do is, like what I was talking about before, the return on ad spend is you can say, okay, well, if you need to set up the tracking, which is what Nidhi was talking about with the analytics and the Facebook pixel. But if you've got the tracking, you can say, after just a little bit of time, that for every $100 or every $1,000 I'm putting in, I'm getting out $3,000 or $4,000. Now that may be profitable for you. If it's not, then change it or stop it. If it is profitable, then the question is not, is it too expensive? It is, how much more will Google let me spend with them before I start not making money? So that's the way you should be thinking about it.
And I think
Excellent.
also SEO is a long-term investment. So if you are having patience to invest in a longer-term results, it actually gives you a tangible results, and it gains visibility against the organic search and top search keywords. But if you're looking for something instant results, instant traffic for your new website, so definitely AdWords is a must. And the mixture of both works wonders if you are a new website.
Excellent. Oh, that's great. So we're talking really about short and long term techniques here. If you're needing some sales now, then looking at these sort of Google pay-per-click type arrangements, or maybe even Facebook, that's what's going to get you some initial stuff. But SEO is a really good part of a longer term or medium to long term strategy. Is that what I'm hearing? Awesome. I've got one more question for you. So someone said, I don't have an email database. How do I do more of that email marketing? Because it's kind of made some good points there about how effective it can be. So how would you operate in that space?
So that is it's not quick. So if you're looking to get returns in the short term, then it's probably not the right channel for you if you don't have a database. What you want to do is make sure you start capturing leads right now. So everyone with a website should really capture those leads. So if your e-commerce website, everyone who purchases, you'll naturally capture that. But you also want to be capturing them in other ways, and that's sign-up forms often don't really work these days unless you offer some sort of incentive like a 10% off or $10 off if you sign up. So things like that can work, and there are many ways of getting them, but you want to build your list first. There's no point in putting so much effort into big email campaigns if you've only got 5 people on your email database.
That's a good point.
So build it up first and then start doing it. There are other things you can do which are a little more advanced, like abandoned cart email systems and things like that. But as I said, it's a little bit more advanced, and they can certainly be worthwhile doing instead if you don't have a database.
Cool. I've got one quick question. We're going to try and sneak this one in. So about an email database, if you're a tourist or accommodation business, is it worth having a database as your customer base may not be a lot of repeat business?
Well, tourism is a funny one at the moment. If you're in that anyway, I think, but if you're not in for repeat business, then the question is like back to what Nidhi was saying about segmenting your customers. You want to segment that into who is your likely repeat business. So who's local, who's foreign, and send the right messages to those segments. So for example, if you know that most of your tourists are from, say, China, then you want to maybe target a specific offer to them that is very much related to them. If they're not people who are ever going to buy from you again, then yeah, there's probably no point. But if they are local, or if you do have something more specific to them, the trick is segmenting those people out and then sending the right messages to them.
Cool. And maybe even if you did a customer match, you might be able to get Google or Facebook to try and find more people like them as well that might be interested in your service. And I'll just cover off one question here. Do you need to ask them if they want to be on your database to cover off privacy? Yes, you're always going to need to ask for permission no matter what. So especially if you're talking about overseas tourists from the European Union, you're going to need to be very careful about your privacy policy due to the GDPR regulations. Probably don't have time to get into the GDPR regulations right now, but if you do have overseas customers from the EU, Google that. You should be able to find some good information about it. Now we're getting close to all the time we have for today. And in fact, we've probably gone over a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed the extra Q&A questions that we had today. I know I did. There's some great points. So what we know, so just a little bit of a summary here. What we know is that from Tuesday next week, more businesses are going to be able to start selling again. And this is fantastic. It's going to give a whole lot of businesses the chance to start getting some revenue in again. And I know that there's a lot of excited businesses about that. However, the restrictions in level 3 mean that those businesses that can get an online offering out there and promote that well are the ones that are going to do well in that space. And so our prediction really is that customers are going to be willing to change who they buy from at this time, and they'll be looking for those businesses that are able to meet them in that digital space and provide them the service that they need under that level 3 restriction. So there is a real opportunity here for some market disruption and the opportunity to acquire new customers if you can get your offering correct, especially your digital distribution channel or your digital commerce. And so our recommendation is that businesses kind of adjust the way that they operate and introduce those contact-free commerce initiatives that we've been talking about in these webinars and that the government has kind of mandated. And so a little bit of a summary about Zeald. If you're not familiar with us, we've helped over 15,000 businesses transform digitally over the last 20 years. It's quite a few. And so we like supporting businesses. We feel a bit of an obligation to help as many businesses survive this crisis as possible. And so if you would like some support setting up or marketing an e-commerce site, we do have a free strategy session or website audit that is available to anyone. And if you would like that with one of our digital business strategists, please just let us know in the feedback form that we'll be sending out later on today. Our next webinar is on Wednesday the 29th, covering how to productize a service. This is a vital session for anyone that's looking to pivot a service-based business to be able to sell online. If you do need an e-commerce store urgently and you haven't already done so, please see our website for the Get E-commerce movement. We are giving away 500 e-commerce websites to people in need, and also in particular vertical industries as well. Please check out our website to see if you are eligible and apply as quickly as possible, because we have nearly allocated all 500 websites in the first 24 days of this initiative. What is very clear as we've been going through this is that more than 500 sites are needed. We're extremely confident of being able to extend this program in the near future. So if you do get to the website and see that they're all gone, please go through the application process to reserve your place in the next round. On top of that, if you know any organization that may be able to help us extend this initiative in giving away e-commerce sites, please ask them to get in touch, and we would appreciate any help we can get there. A special thanks to Nidhi and Titus, our experts for today. It was an absolute pleasure to host you, and we thank you for your valuable knowledge. People that attended, if you missed a part of this webinar or would like to watch it again, we will be posting it on YouTube. We've got a recording of it that will be up later on today. If you know anyone that might benefit from attending these in the future, please feel free to share the register link. We look forward to joining you again at one of our future webinars. Good luck and enjoy the last few days of this lockdown and the long weekend we have coming.
Thanks a lot.